That was loud as fuck. Okay. So, we have another class trial today. Let me get rid of iTunes. Get rid of it popping up there and turn it down in my ear and... Let me get rid of that window because that'll bug me. I'll move you here. And scoot. There we go. Right. Let's do this. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation. They were gathered by the red door. As soon as we were all there.
Monokuma appears!
Hello, hello? He's multiplying. No, not multiplication. Looks that way because of an illusion. How you doing, Xade? I'm moving so fast and it looks like I've multiplied. There's a character in Dragon Ball Z that does that. It's Piccolo. Yeah, Piccolo does it. Can you guys tell which one is real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, that's a tough crowd.
You're not playing along.
Stop talking.
It's time to start the class trial for 2 mech characters, I know. But we got rid of them both, so it's sort of a win. Like, it's the nail in the coffin. I just thought, I didn't read that. We don't need to play with you. There you go. Okay, fine.
Hey! Hey!
If everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train elevator. See you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, Hero. You're going to pay for your sins. I don't think it's Hero. I get the feeling that we're not going to lose Hero. Told you already, I didn't do it for serious. That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume? Or the note? Well, no, but how unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey.
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. Can't let whoever killed Ifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive. And for the 2 that lost their lives. Don't really care about them, it's just the fact that everyone else dies if we fuck this up. Who killed Ifumi and Taka? The one who killed 2 of our friends. The killer is... Ifumi did say Hero. That's true. Someone right here. I just got a bad feeling that Kyoko has more to do with it. Alright, I'm going to take my lid off my drink. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk towards the elevator once everyone was aboard. We get the elevator cutscene! The doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. Clunking in the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. Is that really everyone that's left? Shit. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up to a cruel fate. Opening up onto a cruel fate. Ooh, he's done some remodeling here. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realise just how few there are left. Your skill life really is slowly reaching its climax. Only because of you. Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other? What? Do you really hate me so much? I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm going to start it. Never stay tuned for the action-packed class from after this commercial break. I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so, the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate. A deadly class trial. I guess we'll save it. Okay. So... Oh, we keep the ones on that we already had. That's pretty good. Okay, so we got a lot of shit. A lot of shit. That clearly wasn't done in his handwriting now. Because that's handwriting that we saw in his room. Hero's cheat code. Yes, we have that. Don't we? Yes. I haven't been coughing all day. Start streaming, start coughing. Time it doesn't decrease, even if you shoot a statement with the science infected journals. Okay. Let's do this. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
I'm wondering whose handwriting it was. I'm wondering if it was Kyoko's. She was very absent during all of this.
We already know who did it!
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Wait, what? It coming from you?
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence.
Yeah, we do.
Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I
Was
have
that?
to tell you? I don't know, I don't know, I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer, or for anything else? We have to make that clear. Okay, okay. Make your argument. Yeah, the handwriting. Okay.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
Okay, that's how I did the thing.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Okay, yeah. We are definitely going for handwriting.
Everything we found in your room.
I guess. No?
Shoot!
Okay.
Everything we found in the blueprints.
The suit parts, they are all...
There we go, that's the one I wanted to
No,
see.
it's wrong!
I knew it was one of the messages.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
Byakuya's speaking some sense here.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Huh? Of course he passed it off to me.
Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
This is the individual in question. Ina? He... Why me? Costume super big marine. Oh yeah.
Shoot!
Oh, fuck's sake.
I got it!
Yeah,
Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been.
it was like tailor-made to his side.
Obviously,
I'm so
he was the
confused.
one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
I was so confused there.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
Is the face like spazzing in the corner? Is that like a bug on Steam or something? Because I just feel like that's not supposed to happen. It's been getting me since the first
It
trial.
makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason
Okay.
do you have to make such a statement?
Of course. But before we get
Wait, we
to
missed something there. We don't have reason, yes?
there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be
Nope, not a
clarified?
bug. Okay.
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
Yeah.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
I certainly can. It was that one.
I got it!
Still one more thing. Doot, doot. It was the blue top.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository.
That we
And
did.
when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Yep.
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
And it had blood on the wheel.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? The dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
The blood on the wheel.
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Whoa, bitch! Whoa! Calm your fucking tits,
We
Jesus.
have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Okay, just put me on blast. No, everyone sounds so nice while being so mean. Then maybe I can change your mind. I can just explain to him why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Sure. Reloading. Next bullet time battle, we're going to add some more ingredients to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen underneath the tempo marker, see your ammo count. Up till now, there hasn't been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's same as. Talking and pressing. With one bullet to destroy, once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements no matter how knocked on you are. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you.
I can't.
You miserable wretch. I cannot agree.
This should prove
Bop. Okay. I'm starting to lean towards it being Celeste
You're asking
now.
for proof that the dolly moved. I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, Celeste really hate me that
Well,
much.
anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd
No.
be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
You think it's Celeste yet? Yeah, I'm starting to think that as well. She's very aggressive.
If you look back
this
on how
trial.
the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
You can't bend down in the suit. Yep. What does he mean by that? I know exactly what he means.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room,
That's true.
and from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No,
There it is.
wrong.
You can't bend in that suit. Celeste's name isn't
You're
Hero?
absolutely right that you could push
No,
a
but
dolly
maybe he's going
without
to
a
meet
handle
Hero.
if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
With blinds and bat in here, can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. Telling you, it wasn't me. Not to mention, totally can't bend at the waist. It seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Yep.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
No, because he didn't take off the suit. We had to get him out of it. Just because... Can't take it off by yourself.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
How'd you get it off? A little help? Yeah. Pats on the back keeping you from getting it off. You seriously don't think you can get it off on your own? Let's help him. There it was.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
No, you saw that with your own 2 eyes.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
Yep.
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
Correct.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Yeah, convenient how you took it.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hit? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice, that's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
Sorry, Celeste, I'm starting to think it's you here.
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Yep.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened.
Okay.
I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone.
Hifumi went to help Celestia and got the crisscross treatment. That wouldn't surprise me.
That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice.
Robo Justice.
It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
What's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so I headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
What was that? Came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. It's bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
See, I don't think the body discovery announcement was for him. I think it was for... what's his face? The one who was all buddy-buddy with Mondo. I think it was for him. I might be wrong.
left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time. Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
Yeah.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something
Mondo's
very
gay lover,
surprising.
exactly. Whose body had disappeared?
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Oh, I'm curious how anyone got Hifumi up them stairs.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we all hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
Yeah.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Okay.
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka? In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Okay, well, Monokuma File 3. No, I didn't mean to shoot that. That's not what I meant. Okay.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Okay, it doesn't actually say.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
Yes.
While Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
Yes.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Numbered, but were they really using that order?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in.
Okay, technically we... What? We technically don't know the order, though.
So, I wonder if he, or perhaps it was. We already know what Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with
confused.
Justice Hammer 3. While Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 3.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
I'm really fucking confused. What am I meant to hit?
So...
Why does the fucking order matter? They are dead. They both died at around the same fucking time.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Oh there. No. I'm confused.
Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of
I don't know.
Hammer 4.
I have no
So it's
fucking
obvious
idea what
Taka
I'm supposed to
came
press.
after.
Were they really using that order? Does it fucking
So,
matter?
Regarding Taka's death,
Because I'm using this. This has got nothing. They were both smacked in the fucking head. Yes. We know, and they're both dead. That's all it fucking says.
I wonder if he died before.
I don't have any others.
Or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Shoot the numbering.
So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what Taka came last
What makes you say
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice
I did.
Hammer.
while Taka's death?
See? So it's obvious Taka came.
Nothing happens.
So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know Taka came last
What makes you say
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
See? It's not the numbering.
So, regarding Taka's
There
death,
is no fucking contradiction.
He died, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were. Taka came
I've
last
clicked that.
What makes you say
because of the numbering.
I've clicked that.
while Taka's death?
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, what am I meant to do? I've shot fucking everything. I'm fucking Googling. This is ridiculous. I've shot fucking everything. There's actually nothing wrong with what they're fucking saying. I'm just wondering, why the fuck does it actually matter? No, it won't let me change bullets or anything. Case 3. Now I pressed 3. Search. I don't know what button it is. I've also pressed all the buttons and, you know, nothing. No. 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 Hold down Y.
So, regarding Taka, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
I can't
while
afford to
Taka's
fuck it up
death
at this
came
point
from a
now.
swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay, don't care about all this. Absorb the numbering and shoot it at what order?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a...
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So,
Okay, so I keep
regarding
it.
I wonder if he died before he
Shoot it at what order?
We already know what order they were killed in.
That was ridiculous.
No, wrong. Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
I'm still failing to see why the fuck it matters.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Taka was killed before, and so it relates to what time. Oh, his watch. Oh. I need an S. I need a W. Oh. I need an A. No, an A. C. And an H. You're a K. You're a K. You're a C. You're an L. Thank you. Is what?
Now I understand. I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Yeah, his watch was working. Yeah.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
Yep.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Yep.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now,
true.
if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's true.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Huh? What was that? Came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. So they were both with me.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream.
That's true.
Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
That's true. But Hifumi remember everything.
Then what if Genocide Jill
Fucking
did
World
it?
War II.
She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Yep.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, It is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
Well, the hammers.
In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
Oh, gotcha.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said...
Couldn't have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. And Killen was able to move in if yeah, it seems so.
His body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
Huh?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
He wasn't dead.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another...
I called this.
No!
I called
I
this.
don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is
He wasn't dead.
we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
Pretty
But I
much.
mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
Which would explain why
That
his glasses were
isn't
clean.
possible.
Who is still alive? Is it really possible? I think it is. Broken wristwatch. Huh?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Yes.
And
But so
that
attackers.
is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Yeah. It was. They made once.
Are you saying that when we
This
first
broken
found
wristwatch has
Hifumi in the
nothing to do with
nurse's
it.
office, there's a chance he was...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that.
Surely you heard the body discovery. Hifumi's dead body had been found, and that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that?
It disappeared.
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first there's
Okay.
a chance you...
No, it is Hifumi was dead.
Without, and you know that.
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of it. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement...
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Huh?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
I did it the wrong way around.
It is Hifumi was dead, and you know that.
Yeah.
Surely you heard the body that Hifumi's dead, and that is... Are we real? Maybe the
Announcement was intended to signal
someone else's discovery.
Are you
Okay.
saying that when we first there's a chance you...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know
Blah,
that.
blah,
Surely you
blah,
heard
blah,
the
blah,
body
blah,
that Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is... Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's...
Are you saying that when we first found
Dead body,
Hifumi in the nurse's
okay.
There's a chance you...
I'm not risking
Hifumi was dead, and you know that.
losing.
Surely you heard the body that Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No, that's wrong!
Sweet.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Also while they
Maybe,
discovered Taka's.
But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. Huh? He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Was it?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Ah. First time was playing, second time was... The bodies were rediscovered? Is that when it happened?
I got it!
Yeah.
We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong. Body has been discovered.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
But we were discovering
In
Hifumi's for the
reality,
first time.
When the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
I don't trust you, Celeste. The proof that shows Hifumi is still alive. Okay. Hifumi's glasses, yeah.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office.
Yes.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
Yep.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
That there was, love.
No, that's wrong.
His glasses were clean.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
They were clean.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Oh, we actually... We actually need to show this, really?
It was a glasses cleaning
Like,
cloth
we actually need to
featuring a
go all the
certain
way to
cartoon
click.
mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
So it's actually like a
And
camera
whose digital
cleaning
camera
thing.
was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
That's true.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
That settles
A
that.
few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
Yeah. Like, why would
That's
someone
a
wipe it
good
off him?
point.
Mind you though, why did
must
someone
have been
string
him,
up Chihiro,
right?
let's be honest?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office.
Yep.
He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
No, there's blood bags in the fridge.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
We figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So we just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And it locks from the
And the
inside.
repository door can only be locked from the inside.
Yep.
Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
Yep.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Go for it.
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Ah. Yeah, that would be it, wouldn't it? Yes, the note he had.
I got it! You're
Like
talking
up 3
about the note
arcs.
Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
Yeah.
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Found a hole, maybe we can use to escape. One come, we can't find out, so don't tell anyone else. Now let's meet in the equipment room at 6 AM.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hero got.
It's not the same?
No,
In other
dumbass.
words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hero. And that person could only have been...
Taka?
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
Yeah, but it was taken
Whoever wrote it
from.
wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
No, because he took it from TikTok.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Turns out Jack is really scary, but still. Can't let it get to me. The scrap of paper, right? Oh, okay.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Yes, it does. Nope.
Huffy had the note, right? Then
The
person it was
broken
intended
wristwatch.
for must have been Huffy!
But remember what time did it? 6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Bop.
No, that's wrong.
There we go. We got it. We got it.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Other than the fact he's got part of it in his hand still.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
He'd ripped it from
Stuffed
him.
down his pants, no less!
He wanted to hide it.
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Ah, you know I have the proof.
I got it! When
That's
I
my
searched
proof.
Taka's
That's all the
body,
proof I need.
I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup.
They're the
from
same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Ripped it.
Taka died
So he can hide
clutching
it.
the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap.
Yep.
Did I get all that right?
You certainly did, darling.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Yep.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
No.
Sorry, no.
Hence why the thing played.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
Yep.
So he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body.
Yep.
In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
It's true.
But me and Sakura were together.
That's also true.
Trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus.
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what is it?
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
Oh, we know where they came from.
Weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all.
Yes.
But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
Not quite. We did find one.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments.
Yes.
But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Number 1.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
There. One of them was found wet. It had been recently washed.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
I know what it is. We know what it... There you go.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers!
No.
No, it's wrong.
First
The
try.
murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now,
They could have.
all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones.
1, 2, 3. Okay,
and
we have
even
4
some
more.
flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
Probably used the actual hammers and just painted on them.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
It's true.
So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to it to go. This is what we thought it is, but... Okay.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
No chance to... Okay.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that 2 people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
That there was. It's not impossible.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the... Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that 2
What am I
people
using
work
impossible?
together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
Yeah, I want to absorb the 2 murders then.
Based on the rules, even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is.
But that only really
In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
Based on the rules that have, even if more than one, only the one who actually can, assuming the rule holds true. It is...
Well, there we go.
No, that's wrong.
There we go. Hate the absorbing thing. I actually
Since there
don't
were
like it
2
at all.
murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk
Exactly.
versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you.
Exactly.
However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka.
Okay.
They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
Yeah, with the
A
hammers.
single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
Yeah.
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
And he was suckered into it.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning.
Yeah, it's clever.
Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
It made you convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Goku must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. That's why she said not to look at this as serious connected events, but two entirely separate. It really is amazing. Although, when you think about it, it's almost too amazing. It's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved.
She's the
But
ultimate
then,
detective.
who was the one
Gotta
pulling
be.
Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
Trikilla manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. In all the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there is only one person who seems to fit. Wait, who am I picking? What? What? Who the fuck am I picking? I'm so confused. I'm picking Celestia. Okay.
Here's my answer.
Okay.
It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
You have had him sort of under your thumb. You got him to make a cup of tea.
The idea
Shit.
that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit brain fat, lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Whoa, her voice changed.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you.
Okay.
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
The screaming. Yeah. Oh.
Shoot.
Okay. Encountering. She's gone loco in
Behavior they
English.
had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Excuse you?
Sorry.
Really, Makoto?
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Saw a shadow. Yeah, she saw it.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She said she
She
saw
let
it.
out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Saw him, the strange costume man, and ran off.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Even downstairs, it must have been Hifumi. Yeah.
It was to get us to divide into 2 groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
It looks like Makoto is a little baby man. Yep, pretty much. We split into 2 groups. Lead the Hunt Empire seems much more interesting. Yeah.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Yep.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I was certainly not expecting this. Did not imagine Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Bet Celeste isn't even
Yeah.
French.
I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Wouldn't the nurse's
Each
office have a
piece
sink?
isn't much
throw
by
open?
itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're all going to die just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the 4 of us headed to the nurse's office.
Okay.
Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
She knew about the murder even though
Yeah, I
nothing's
see
been
what you're
said.
talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
God, you're a fucking idiot
You hear
here.
that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
So this last comment doesn't make sense. What was he alluding to? She knew about Taka being dead before. Yeah.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was, They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused.
Those guys so strange.
They must be.
We are going to die.
Just like those.
And that is
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about
Yeah, I did it the wrong way around. I had it right, I just did it the wrong way.
All I said was.
They must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to
Die. Just like.
No,
There we
it's
go.
wrong. That's right.
Here we go.
There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall.
She done fucked
There was
all the
never
way
any
up.
chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
She's fucking clever.
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? Dragging Hifumi away. Hifumi and the suspect have been drinking?
Shoot!
Well, Hifumi can't be fucking dragging it away because Hifumi's in front. But they're not fucking dancing.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away.
I'm confused.
I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
Okay.
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around.
Oh, I get it. He's carrying.
And the strange
sort of.
costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Her eyes are creepy
Hifumi
as
was
shit.
dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Oh! That seems to prove there's no way Hifumi dragging the suspect away. Is that really possible? Oh.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
No, because it's a very rigid suit. Yeah.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Yes, they could, because it's a very rigid costume.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that.
You can't bend over at all.
Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
That's right! They totally made
I
a
love the
mistake when they
realization
made
there.
it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Oh, she
Well
fucked.
then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Oh shit, she's snapping.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Who was it that attacked you? Killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yashiro. Hero.
His answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
Yasuhiro, that's what he said.
Yasuhiro Hakakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing
Knew it, she's not
statements
friends.
don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
If he was in cahoots with you,
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
he said their last names.
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
Exactly.
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Indecent?
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal.
Exactly.
But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Yeah, but
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to.
because it's not Celeste.
And that's Celeste.
Yeah.
She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg, could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Don't give up, so then. I have to do something to make her accept it. Oh. Okay.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
Okay, it's upside down. Why is it upside
How long
down?
do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is! Moron!
Honest, yeah. It's the
Hifumi was
e-handbook.
trying to tell us something.
He wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict, that's the only truth there is!
Okay, yeah, it's no way to contradict me.
Hifumi was. He wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. And since
You have no way to contradict me.
But
No, that's wrong.
there it is.
That's it. The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This hammer is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start up, we'll display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Everyday number is more useful than that.
So
Yeah.
all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste,
Wait there. I miss
can
some
you
books.
please just tell us what really happened? Please.
Read
just
the
tell
wheat,
us.
bitch.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
What is that on your finger?
Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
Oh no, we're doing the book.
That'll bring everything to an end.
Shit. Okay. How the hell's that here? We know you're not French. Give it up, Celeste. Alright. Okay, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. He came in at 1 AM. Read the hints? Yes, thank you. I forget about this. Okay. I summoned him. I always forget about the hints. They called him here at 1 o'clock. I don't have summoned the rover suit to vote certain item to do it. Wait. Locked him out and they then stuffed him in the robot suit to falsify their evidence. Yeah, They used the camera to falsify their evidence. I was reading that weird. He was meant to have been there then. Killed Taka. Taka was 4. Maybe so to fit the evidence of a shadowy criminal. That was. It was Justice Hammer 3. I guess. Was it Justice Hammer 2? Yeah. Must have been. Summoned to move Taka's body. Was. That. Oh my god, he looks like an alligator that's demented. It was the nice clean hammer. Right, I think that's
Here's
it.
exactly what happened.
I think that's it.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Yeah, that was right. Okay, that's the one I was worried about.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
Yep.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story.
Yep.
The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds.
It was clever.
That the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office.
If we hadn't left him
was
alone,
exactly
it would have
what
been very
Hifumi
different.
was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final
We've hit
act.
the nail on the head here. Wow. Probably poor choice of words, but...
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them.
Yep.
And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celeste. That was a cool little...
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I'm getting a screen cap of that. I like that. I like that art a lot.
I lost?
You did.
When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So,
Okay.
you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
This is about to be brutal, isn't it? Hey, 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 hey! Gone A. Ooh.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice
I
or
like
the
Celeste, though.
dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
She's like the only one of the like there's Hera and Makoto, and they're like the only two figures they actually sell in New Zealand, and hers is fucking awesome. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again you're totally correct. Back in this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, more precisely Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost? Well, that sucks. Guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Fumi's imtitude was beyond all my calculations. So he did approach Fumi with this plan. How did you get him to agree? I can't imagine you'd happily agree to commit Nier. I'm sure she relied on his speciality, lying. His speciality? Don't make me laugh. You don't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
You did use, you know. I knew you'd figure out Kyoko. Absolutely right. To get Fumi to act as my accomplice, I used here. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but there's one thing that Fumi and Tako are both super into. Just talking about alter ego.
Say what?
What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. Totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words.
You're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
Use it to drag a Fumi into the plan. Right again. We planned on it immediately, but it disappeared. I paid a Fumi a little visit. What are you doing here?
Actually...
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What? Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
So
I have
then...
proof. Would you like to see it? Do you know I try and use for the digital camera? I take in, you know what to Taka's room earlier and take a picture of it in there. Delete the picture as soon as I'd shown it to a Fumi, of course.
Damnation!
Being the witch! It was him. How did he do it? She's supposed to yell if either of us got too close to her. You're correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
As for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused...
What?
Okay, love. Oh, you went a little bit fucking dirty with this one. He took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he'd show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
It's a crime, an absolute crime. You've gone a little crazy, but I can imagine you go that far. It's amazing how completely you bore it. Can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something that I've never said before in my life. Gonna kill him! Gonna fucking kill him!
Most unfortunate.
Please, if you go now, you'll be paying right into his hands.
Actually...
Taka's planning to use here to escape. He has made you his target. Escape, you don't need. Taka's gonna try and kill you.
Indeed.
And also he can keep it to himself. That bastard!
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with his barbaric act? Absolutely not. How could I?
I swear I will save her!
I don't have to say it.
Actually...
You'd like to join me? Just so happens I come up with a plan. Devise a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful skill. With that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Fumi agreed without a second thought. The fact that item had on him was remarkable. Power love, even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
See.
I have a question for you. Was the strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide her face and general body size. I had no idea he was going to make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place. So he decided to make me the suspect. Because you're stupid. That's it?
Let's see...
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry. When you explained your plan to Fumi, how do you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what is Fumi supposed to do after that? Assuming you'd actually let him live.
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead once someone showed up, tell him to say he'd been seriously wounded from the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And you really believed that? Of course. Well, it wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Fumi, the plan was, while you were questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Fumi would have an alibi so no one could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. Seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Fumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end...
So he planned to kill him all along. But of course, there'd be no point in my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up being dead himself.
What the heck?
How can a human life mean so little to you?
Well...
That's a non-issue. I certainly did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
I sounded Byakuya.
I wonder about
No.
that.
He drives pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far? Was it really just for money? Talking about $10 million Monokuma, of course, that is a lot of money, it's true. That's not the point. That's not all there is to it. The moment our new life here began, my only thought was being escape.
But...
All along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little
Obviously
bitch.
that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it, I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in me.
You little
I wanted to
bitch.
get out. Every day was fresh torture. Do you want to know why?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. Accepting a life in here had meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
There was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphor for killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what is this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? To gather handsome men from all over the world and serve as my butlers slash bodyguards. And make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. To attain that, I would have greatly I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
And the rest of my life was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. Got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be
fortunately my
done.
dream has been scattered to the wind. I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
You ask me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavour. I think of nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel
do
nothing.
you
That's all
understand?
there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Oh great, she's a Twilight fangirl. Yeah, Twilight. A teenage girl's choice between necrophilia or bestiality. Don't you realise you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled and I take pride in that. It's not just other people, I can feel even my own emotions. Their conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated by the choice,
Isn't
then
it wonderful?
I think I'd like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey,
You'd just get executed again. So I smiled then. When she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could feel her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak fake smile is what betrayed her. You're done. Okay then, let's get rolling. Black and disturb the peace and must pay the price. Now then,
prepared a very special punishment.
for here, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
This is about to be brutal. I know this is about to be fucking brutal. Being of the size witch. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit! I think letting it burn would have been worse though. You're getting hit would have ended it quicker. I'm sure Monokuma prefers to drag it out. It's over. Third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. So what have we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's killed my friends. I can't. Get off. That's some of my friends, so I can't pity it, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him just to come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
Guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
And here I was. Thought you guys were going to pass the torch of hope on to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
Can't go by hope. I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of
Too
here.
bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. It's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is. But that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How are you going to make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
Strange.
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey! Hey!
So what's the deal with that?
What?
What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh.
I'm on cheese, I'm on cheese. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. Don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean? Hey, things are getting kind of awkward. It was about time I got out of here. Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. Get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although, it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma mentioned it, but... What's that key Celeste gave you? Most likely, it's a key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
Then that means Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easier to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
indeed.
Good idea. Left the courtroom and rushed into the dressing room. So we approached the dressing room. Kyoko looked back at us and
Hey.
said, I'm gonna go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
So...
Do you even have to ask? She spoke. She glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's what I mean. Why you? To the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please let me go. Stand here, arguing is just going to draw more attention to us. Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
It's up to you now.
Yo!
Go to the dining hall. So Makoto and Kyoko are going to go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Feels like total pushovers when you show a little backbone. Don't forget what Hina said. Okay, Makoto and Kyoko confirmed. Everyone heads to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah.
So then,
We need to get into that locker. Took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. When the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
How's it still, like, not run out of charge? It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. Now we had Kyoko sounded so relieved. It was like she's speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. Doing my best, so please just wait a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but could we take a second since we have this opportunity? I want you to be honest with me. Alter ego, baby, I missed you. Yo, please tell me. What are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
you...
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However,
Regardless, it's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. This makes me even more worried. Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared. We didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that, it's very natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No? I believe in you. You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. And because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
And maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll tell you. Tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see? What I heard from Kyoko then was, well frankly, it kind of blew my mind. But after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. So I had to confirm what she told me with my own 2 eyes. So I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action. Huh?
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the 2nd floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. The storage closet there, way in the back. Said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but I could be right about this. Well, there it is. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. Could it really be hidden here? Way in the back of the storage closet, but I mean seriously? I think I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet and suddenly it was being yanked in. I was gonna say, that wall looks a bit not real. Same time I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Falling through the back of the storage closet. Huh? Turned out the back of the back wall was like a revolving door and made my way to the other side, so Kyoko had said.
Correct.
Storage closet, and in the back of that closet is a secret room. So this is a secret room. What's in here? Normal desk with normal drawers. A bunch of files are all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the shelf caught my eye. Hope it's Cambridge student registry. The only thing here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? Took my file into hand before I had a chance to take a look at it. A slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave? That's kind of weird. Can't understand if it said, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. These words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Strange sound rang out through my head. Felt like I was shaking my brain back and forth, and then darkness. Don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. With that, I opened my eyes. I don't know how long it had been. It's empty. Apparently, something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. Dull throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. Empty bookshelf. Empty? Gone. It's all gone. The yearbook, student registry, and even the note had fallen on the floor. It's all gone. What's this mean? I refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. Body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back towards my room. So I made it back to the first floor of the school. The harder I worked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry, I can't see in front of me. I stopped myself from collapsing right here, and after that... In vast distance, I heard a sound. Faint, but undeniable. That sound is coming from the gym. So I desperately hauled my shaky frame towards the gym. The sound got stronger and stronger. I think the mastermind was naturally Libre. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here, in the gym? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Well, this was a raged battle but beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
Hello? The deal?
I made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
Huh? What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be? The mastermind spy is Sakura? Yay! Leon killed Sayaka. Monokuma killed Junko. Leon got executed. Mondo killed Chihiro. Then he got executed. Hifumi killed Taka, then Celeste killed Hifumi. And she got executed. That brings us up to now. Okay. This is where we're gonna end things. I want to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, all the buttons. I will probably stream tomorrow because I'm not in work, so we should be good. Fist of the North Monokuma. I'm probably going to use that picture, honestly. Let me get up there. Where are you? Okay, right, we've written that down. So yeah, we'll carry this on most likely tomorrow. And yeah, see ya.